Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about how to link your BitBucket repository to Visual Studio Code using Git. If you're coming here from the class Web 110, I'm going to talk a little bit about how this relates to HTML, the lesson 9, and the class as a whole. As you'll be kind of coming into this lesson 9 pretty much halfway through the course, you will have some summaries that you've been building up about the topics we've been learning regarding the course in BitBucket. And essentially, by introducing Visual Studio Code, by introducing HTML, you're going to be able to do a lot more things with this information that wasn't really applicable before. So this is definitely a big propelling point for understanding and exploring the opportunities within this course, as well as within IT careers. So understanding this is really crucial. I don't think it's hard to understand. I think you just got to take your time and give it the passion it deserves. And you'll find that once you do understand it or get through the tougher, more frustrating concepts, you will have a lot more power than you had thought, and you'll really find that it's a very interesting tool. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, we'll look at some goals for this project. And that's essentially to help students understand the process of turning their current BitBucket repository into a web page through Visual Studio Code. So this refers to the work we've already been doing, but this could be for any other project, or if you're not here for the class, or if you would want to make a website after the class, this is how you do it. And the second goal is to help students understand how HTML guides the trajectory of their coursework throughout Web 110, which I also kind of covered how this will basically be a propelling point to a lot of further discovery. Second thing, we're going to go into some resources for your process today. The first thing you'll need is your established BitBucket account. It can be new. Obviously, you'll have one with some files in it, but we'll be using BitBucket, so that's what we'll need. Second thing is Visual Studio Code. This is going to be our software for working with HTML. It's a free Microsoft program that works very effectively for this task, and it works alongside Git, which is the second thing we'll download. And this is the program that essentially links our BitBucket and Visual Studio Code in a two-way street type thing, just like a bridge, and it keeps the information current between the two things, making it almost like a network. So that's the budding website. Optional things you might want for this project or propelling from this project is Wikiversity. It provides a lot of helpful information for HTML Visual Studio Code. Below I'll have all those links. So right now, if you could go ahead and download Git, download Visual Studio Code, or if you already have those, we'll move on to the next step. All right, once we've got Visual Studio Code and Git downloaded and working, tested, make sure that those things are both running properly. If they are not, what I recommend is shutting down the computer 1 to 2 times. I know that I had to do that to make sure that Git properly installed. And if the problem persists for either of these processes, go ahead and reach out to the customer support and see if they can help you out with that one. But next thing we're going to do is go ahead and fire up Visual Studio Code, which we will have right here. And this is what it should look like when you guys go ahead and get it started. So we got that going. And what we will do to go ahead and begin is click right here, find and run all commands. Otherwise, what you could do is just exit out of this because essentially what we're looking for is show all commands. That's what we want to get to. So we're going to go ahead and follow that board, Control-Shift-P, or click that button that I showed you at the first page. So now once we got the command bar going up at the top, we're going to go ahead and type in git clone, which is this one right here. Clone. Okay. Perfect. And then click enter when you get that on. So right now it's asking for repository URL. So that's when we're going to go ahead and pop on over to our BitBucket repository, which should kind of all start to click together. And I just got a couple files in here, not too important. But what we are looking for here is this git clone. There it is, which you can also get by clicking this button there. But we're going to go ahead and just copy git clone, popping on over to this, and Control V, paste it in there. Enter once again. Next, it's going to ask you where you want to go ahead and save this within your computer. I recommend just throwing that on the desktop. That way you can access it quickly. And right down here, you'll see that that's kind of loading in. All right, so would you like to open the clone repository? Yes, we would. We'll go ahead and just open that up. And that right there is the Git talking. So this is all good. And we see right here, these are the files that we had over in our BitBucket. Now this will be much more exciting for you because you had all this work and it'll all come in here and it will be very, very good. But what you can do now is go ahead and edit. Edit, type some words, hello there, I'm doing well. And then we're gonna go ahead and control save. So now we are essentially adjusting what's going on over in BitBucket. So we'll go ahead and when you notice that when you saved it there, this thing popped up, which is essentially a notice to push through that command. Push that through. And we see down here that it lined up to be synchronized. So Web 110, this is the Git again. That's going to synchronize the change with BitBucket. So go ahead and click that. After you make some changes in Visual Studio Code, those will go ahead and accumulate down here all your changes, and you can deliver them through to BitBucket at any time. As you can see, it just delivered as indicated there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you're in there, you'll see that it refreshes pretty quickly over to BitBucket. And from here, you'll be able to implement your HTML and be able to take your BitBucket from kind of like a notepad to a full-on website. So this is going to be a really interesting process. Don't be intimidated by Visual Studio Code. You'll kind of get there with time. But this is the start of it. Now, this is very basic, but with what you have from your Visual Studio Code and the instructions given throughout the rest of this lesson, I think you'll be very pleased with where this brings you. If you guys have any questions, you can throw them in the comments below. Maybe you guys can help each other there. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope this helped out. And good luck with your projects. Thank you.